So hey everyone, welcome back to another video of the series. Today we have Karthikraj with us, who is working as a software engineer at ConnectWise, and he'll be sharing his experience and knowledge on how he got the role and how he prepared for the same. So Karthik, let's start with your introduction.
Thank you, Harsh, for having me here. So I'm Karthikraj. I have graduated recently from SIS Naidu, Mumbai, in computer science. I am currently working as a software engineer at Continuum. So before that, I have worked on a couple of internships on Android and have a passion towards machine learning and data analytics. I like to learn new things and also to explore and help the others to learn about those technologies which are like not used much more. Like for example, machine learning, like most of the students are learning, but not in an practical, only in a practical, but not in a theoretical scale. So I help students to learn more about those. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. And can you tell us more about the role? What are the things you are doing at this particular role?
So currently, I am working in an data engineering role, where I help to manage all the data from the various products of ConnectWise to be stored in their data warehouses and to make analytics on them.
Okay. And can you tell us more about the interview process, like how it was for you?
So this was an campus placement job opportunity which was provided. So during that, there were first as an initial screening round as an online test, which consisted of a couple of coding questions, which were of moderate difficulty, and some technical questions like on the things of Java, OOP, and other SQL queries. So those were pretty much easy, and then came the interviews. There were in total of four interviews, a couple of technical interviews, then managerial round and HR round. So the technical interviews consisted of more on the scope of data structures and algorithms. There were many like questions revolving around the DFS, graph theories, and like also my primary language was Java. As I was working as an Android developer, so they asked more questions on the role of OOPs and then Java multi-threading and etc. In the managerial and the HR round, they were mostly asking based on the questions like how will you work in a scenario which is happening in a company, like whenever your colleagues are not working at that time, what will be your reaction and how will you handle it. So those were the types of questions which were asked during those times. And in the managerial round, it was more of an like, what are your expectations towards this company and etc.
Okay. And how did you prepare for the role? You focused on the project part or competitive coding part?
I was more into like creating a better resume and projects part. Though I have during the interview, like entire phase of the interviews, like in the fourth year, we started working on the competitive coding as well. Tried to solve many questions from lead code and code chef, predominantly on lead code because they were more realistic towards the coding questions which were asked during the interviews. And working on the resume part, I have worked on the on multiple projects. Also was the finalist in an SI hackathon, and also I tried to improve the college environment by taking part in Microsoft Student Ambassadors, then DSC, etc. And also I was working on a research paper on which was published in IEEE on data ethics. So these projects and research papers helped me to stand out from the crowd during the interview process.
Okay. And anything else you would like to suggest to someone who is preparing for a similar role, and how can communities help them with this?
So talking about an advice to the students, it's like most of the students focus more only on the competitive part, competitive coding, or on the research part, but seldom they prepare on the soft skills part. Like every interviewer, the first question he or she asks is that tell me about yourself. But some students botch on their this first question and they tell revolving around their personal hobbies and etc. Giving an crisp and to the point answer to this question sets the mindset of the interviewer, and also it helps the interviewer to know more about them rather than their resume. So I also focus on the soft skills part, but equally it is important to have a strong coding experience and a good resume. And the internships which I completed before were a huge part, as they help to know more about the industry standards and the expectations. Like the things which we learn in the college are not up to the par with the educational level, like the requirements of the industry. So and the what I can like the things which are followed in the industry, like the documentation, the code structures, those are not maintained in our college projects. We hardly complete a college project within a week or so before the deadline. But having a proper documentation, having a good structure in our code, and also like sometimes the interviewer might ask for the GitHub to see how well you are writing your code and how structured you are. So at those times, it's good to have it follow the practices which are followed by the industry.
Okay, totally agree with that. And any final notes you have for the people who are watching this?
Uh, Based on the interviews, uh, uh, it's more of an like an experience which gains over the time. Like you can't expect to have ace in the first interview. Like the interviewer will be like very much happy. You might miss some questions or miss some doubts. Like for even my interview, I missed couple of questions which were too difficult for me, but having those composure during interview and not like panicking, that will be helpful in each of the interview over the day.
Okay, great. Thank you, Karthik, for sharing your knowledge and experience. And I hope this will be helping a lot of folks who are watching this video.
Yeah, thank you.